Hey guys, Sarah here again with Chicken and Bulldogs Urban Farming. It's a beautiful October day. We're supposed to hit just about 80. Got my girls at my feet. They think I got a treat. Come on. Got my daughter Mackenzie here. Tell them what today's episode is all about.
5 things you may not know about chicken eggs.
Perfect. This is my chicken pot pie. She's my oldest girl. And she just finished molting and she's got her beautiful neck feathers in. Number 1, chickens lay about 1 egg a day. Despite what you may see in cartoons and on TV, they don't lay a whole batch of eggs at a time. If you ever see a cluster of eggs, come on! It's because that you have multiple chickens. They all kind of like to lay eggs in the same spot. Chickens lay 1 egg about every 22 to 26 hours, so you typically get 1 egg a day. It's not perfect. So if you have 4 chickens like we do, we're getting about 4 eggs a day. Obviously, the more chickens, the more eggs. Stop. I can't put down my fingers or else she's going to bite them. Now, there's a few factors that will prevent a chicken from laying eggs. Obviously, age would be one of them. Chickens start laying eggs about 6 months old. When they stop, though, depends entirely on the breed. We've had Pot Pie for 3 years. She was an adult chicken when we got her, and she's still going strong. Also, if they're molting, they typically stop laying eggs because the protein that it takes to generate an egg is now being diverted to new feather production. They'll typically stop laying eggs for the duration of their molting, which can last weeks or maybe even a couple of months. Sometimes in the winter months when it gets dark out and there's not as much daylight, you may not be getting as much eggs or your chickens might stop laying altogether. Sometimes people skirt the system by putting lights inside their chicken coops. I'm on the fence about those. I don't necessarily think that we need to keep pushing eggs out of our girls if their bodies are naturally stopping egg production or if they're naturally slowing up. I really don't want to mess with Mother Nature. Number 2. Once your chicken starts laying an egg in a certain color, that is the color that they will lay for the rest of their life. Chickens do not change egg colors. I'm looking at, stop being a bully. It's never going to change. Now, there might be some variation in the color. Sometimes you find the eggs with speckles. Sometimes there's more concentrated colors at certain areas of the eggs. It's not perfect, but they're not going to be a brown egg layer and then transition into a white. Egg color typically depends on the breed. We have 2 Americanas. They are both laying brown. Your Easter egger breeds, which my daughter will show you in a minute, they kind of tend to lay more of like a turquoise color egg. They're really pretty. Take a look.
This is an Easter egger egg. You see how it's kind of like olive/turquoise? We have our chicken here, Bean, which we got off of our last chicken Parmesan. They're an Easter egger, and they tend to lay these turquoise eggs. The rest of the girls, like Pot Pie, Buff, Char, all lay these brown eggs.
That's right. That's Char, Pot Pie. The tan one in the middle is Buffalo. Oh, he's got treats. And this one over here is Bean. She is the one that's laying the turquoise eggs.
The Easter egger.
Char, so dramatic. All right, and number 3, chicken eggs can be left out on the counter at room temperature for about a month, and they'll be just fine. When chickens lay eggs, there's a natural preservative around them called a bloom. And as long as you don't wash the eggs and you don't refrigerate them, they can be left out on the counter like ours. Now, when you buy eggs from the grocery store, they come in the refrigerated section. Those will have to be refrigerated to be safe and fresh. But if you're taking eggs from your own chicken's coop in the backyard, you can leave them sit out until you're ready to eat them. Now, if you do wash the egg for whatever reason, maybe sometimes it's got a little bit of poop on it from the chicken coop, it happens, poop happens, then you'll have to eat the egg right away or refrigerate it as that preservative gets washed off. This is what we use to sort our eggs. We got this off of Amazon. I'll put a link to this in my description, but this helps us keep the eggs first in, first out. Kenzie, will you demonstrate?
So, you get an egg from the coop, like she said, first in, first out. Put it in, and it will go in.
Number 4, Eggs aren't always perfect. Sometimes you get an egg that is slightly larger than it normally is, which is a little bit weird. Sometimes you get double yolkers. Sometimes you get even weirder things happening, like what they call fart eggs, which means that it looks like an egg on the outside, but it has nothing but air on the inside. And sometimes you get little tiny eggs called fairy eggs, like this one here. Natural variations will happen, especially when a chicken first starts laying eggs or when they're ending their egg laying days. Some weird things will happen there too. Unless it's happening regularly, once in a while is no cause for concern, but it makes it really funny and interesting. I mean, fart egg? I wouldn't want to eat that. Number 5, dame cinco. Number 5, I'm going to debunk something here. It is never going to be cheaper to own chickens to get eggs. I don't care how expensive eggs get at the grocery store. It's always going to be more to raise these knuckleheads. And we only have 4. There's people out there that have a dozen, 2 dozen. Their food costs money. Even if you free range them, you still have to feed them. They're not going to get enough from the earth to sustain them all day long. You're going to have to buy them feeders, water fonts, supplemental treats, supplemental vitamins, bedding for their coop and their run. You're going to have to clean it. There's your time involved. Probably cost-wise are about $100 a month when it comes to feed and treats and all the materials that we need to keep them healthy, happy, and safe. We don't eat $100 worth of eggs. We're just a family of 4 here. Keep that in mind if you're thinking that you're going to save some money here. Guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. There's never-ending stories at my house. There's always something going on or going wrong at my house, as I always say. So I got to get going, guys. Be sure to cluck around and find out, and take care. Peace.